The One Piece Season 2 trailer just dropped, and we're here to live overanalyze every scene and overexplain the top 5 biggest, hugest reveals. Starting at reveal number 10. This actually comes from the beginning of the trailer. Here, we see that the new season will still have audio and dialogue. Many theorize it might just be all text and panels to be more faithful to the manga, but we've just been proven wrong here. Opening up the scene on the red line, the first big out-of-this-world moment the crew experienced on their adventure. Acting as a huge wall physically, and a reminder that once you enter the Grand Line, there's no turning back. Just like the audience, now that you made it this far, you will have to see this story to the very end. Big reveal number 9 is that we get this establishing shot of Whiskey Peak in the background. As this is the first island in the Grand Line, it's the narrative's way of telling us that we're about to enter a peak experience so grand it emulates a state of drunkenness. On a production level alone, the crew has really gone all out on every set, every costume, hell on every little sign. Like, if I didn't know this was for a TV show, I would have thought it's a Mexican tourism ad. Huge reveal number 8. It looks like they're focusing more on practical real-world effects this time. As you can see from Luffy performing, I believe, his Gumu Gumu fireworks attack. The CGI in Season 1 was really hit or miss depending on the shot, and the longer the series gets, the more CGI will be needed. So they either find a way to cut corners every chance they get, or they find some whiz-kid artists they can hire on the cheap. Regular size reveal number 7. This here is not a slick camera optical illusion, but an actual giant. This is Oda's way of telling everyone, yes, the live action will eventually get to Elbaf, the fabled homeland of the giants. Luckily for everyone, giants in this universe live up to 300 years old, meaning they will still be around by the time the live action gets to that arc, in about 200 years from now. Number 6. Big reveal number 6 is actually not about the trailer, but about me. As many of you don't know, I'm actually feeding a family of 6. Any likes, comments, and subscribing really helps out my kids. Not by putting food on the table, as I make no money from these videos, but the support feeds our egos while they edit these video essays, so they really appreciate it. Mungo reveal number 5. Here, we see our first look at Luffy's Season 2 design. It has been a couple years since Season 1, so Anaki had a real-world time skip happen to him. Sadly, he has picked up smoking to help get him through that One Piece drought that we all experience on a weekly basis. That's the typical effect One Piece has on its audience. Get you hooked when you're all young and filled with an unbound optimistic view on life, and by the time you catch up, you're an old man smoking your last few moments away. I believe this is the writer's way of changing up the story and making the best of this situation. Where in the manga, there was no build-up to Luffy being revealed to be a god. But in the live action, they know people's attention spans are much shorter. So they're probably going to make it as clear as possible and just straight up tell you this from episode 1. The number 4 reveal is super obvious, so much so that I don't think we even need to talk about it. That's okay, the big 3. Starting with the reveal number 3. We see what looks like Zoro and an unknown man walking through a forest. Zoro is discriminately cutting the grass with his new blades, as Mihawk obliterated 2 out of 3 of his previous swords. What people don't know is that this forest is actually just Oda's backyard. Oda has grown fond of Makinyu, as he has often asked him to get a drink or two after work. So after a night of drinking, Oda sets him loose and tasks him with finding his way out. Makinyu is a method actor. Being fooled, drunked, and getting lost is all part of the process to inhabit more of that Zoro swagger. Number 2 reveal. Now, the juiciest reveal of the trailer so far is that we not only see Miss All Sunday's actor, Lara Abova, but we also see her showered in soccer petals, and hopefully some love. As when she was announced to play this role, she was drowned in hate forget this, being Russian. So the actor gets unfair hate before we know anything about her? Bravo, One Piece live action casting team. You really know how to cast your cast. Now, starting big reveal number 1. I believe this here is Vivi. Now, she looks a little different than she did in her manga counterpart. I believe they didn't cast a white girl, as this is Oda's way of foreshadowing that he knows she's already from Alabasta, the One Piece world's version of Egypt/Iraq. While I think it would be really funny if she did whiteface until the reveal of where she comes from, I think they just didn't have that in the CGI budget. Many viewers are having a hard time suspending their disbelief that Egyptians are real, but if you can believe in devil fruits and friendships, Egyptians shouldn't be too hard to imagine in this world either. Season 1's biggest issue was that it was wrongfully incorporating a tell not show attitude, where the plot points of the manga were hit but barely shown. You also don't want a Game of Thrones situationship to occur, where the live action passes the source material and they have to make a filler just to pass the time. The longer they take, the more they can work on individual moments, the more money they can spend on a tighter season. They can milk the show more and the audience gets hopefully a better product. It's a win-win. Did I miss anything? I don't think so, but if I did, let me know what was your biggest reveal in the comments below. If you like this video, click this video I made specifically for you right here.